YouTube just made a rather shocking announcement that will demonetize almost immediately any low-effort AI content. Creators with no original work, no real input will no longer receive monetization. And we think that this is a good thing and a really, really bad thing too, kinda. And so we want to explore that with you. This article comes from Evolving AI on Instagram. This is an account that we follow, so thank you for this information. YouTube has always required creators to upload original and authentic content to earn revenue through the YouTube Partner Program. Of course, when they wrote that, there was no such thing as AI content. So I don't like this idea that YouTube's taking this like, we've always been this way. On July 15th, YouTube will update its guidelines to better identify mass-produced and repetitive content. This update will better reflect what inauthentic content looks like today. And therein, my friends, lies the rub, is that at this time, YouTube doesn't know how to define negative content or repetitive content or low-effort content in any type of mathematical way. And so what's happening is we're entering this transition phase where we're not sure what's gonna get banned, but we all kind of know it when we see it. Here's an example that Evolving AI gave us of a channel that might be qualified as low effort AI created videos because they are taking over YouTube. This, for example, got 128 million views, but I'm gonna let it roll for a second. Guys, are you watching this? Do you have any idea what it takes to put together an AI video sequence that's like a minute long with consistent characters with this kind of detail about with one consistent narrative? I would not call this low effort, low budget, repetitive content. The video that I'm looking at right now is excellent. And I think that Evolving AI knows it. The question is, how is YouTube going to define it, right? Because I'm looking at some content on the web. I'm seeing this AI content. It's got like an AI voice. You're telling me a Bible story. You're adding nothing new to the story, or even videos that take on like a Zach D Films type of vibe. You're using AI to teach biology. You're using AI to teach some science fact or space fact, right? And it's like nothing new. It's yes, it's accurate and it's true, and you made it with your own kind of blood, sweat, and tears, but there was nothing transformational about the piece. That's what I'm going to show you. That's the key term that you guys all have to be thinking about, because rest assured, I'm using AI in my videos. I'm not doing it this way. We're doing it in a completely different, I think, mature sort of way, but AI video is going to be a big part of what everyone's doing. How are you going to take AI and do something different? The answer is transformational content. Okay, let's keep reading. So these are other examples of channels that are getting millions and millions of views. As a matter of fact, in May, 4 of the top 10 growing YouTube channels all had AI content in it. So how is YouTube gonna know what's good content and what's bad content? So starting July 15th, YouTube will stop paying for it. It's not gonna be banned. They're just not gonna monetize it for mass-produced, low-effort AI content. And this is gonna be content that is simply restating facts, data, or information that we're already aware of. This is gonna go back to like basic media law, okay, which is the piece must be transformational. And that word transformational comes from the Fair Use Act, which is commonly interpreted with this type of analogy. I can't take Breaking Bad, okay? I can't take Breaking Bad and upload episodes of Breaking Bad on my channel and play them as if they're my own. That's copyright infringement. That's not how the fair use clause works. What I can do is upload episodes of Breaking Bad to my channel, and I can watch it and leave comments on it. I can even pause it and be like, you see what happens right here? Or I can react to certain scenes. That is covered under the Fair Use Act. Now, if you do that on YouTube, you might lose your monetization, but that's not a penalty. It's just like, hey, you used stuff from Netflix and Netflix wants their money for it. That's the reality. So you may not make a ton of money on the content, but you can publish it and you still get to play in the YouTube pool. What's happening here with AI content is exactly the same. As you can use low value AI content. You can create a full-on faceless video channel. In fact, I just got off a client call where he's talking about doing a Bible stories channel. And we talked about this article and we go, how are you going to make the Bible stories transformational? How are you going to make it your own? We talked about like The Chosen made Jesus funny and they focused on side characters. We talked about maybe you could focus on the Greek word or the Hebrew word and kind of bring light to that. So we talked about all of these ideas where you can take what already exists, but add your own flair, your own commentary, editing, or storytelling to the mix to get yourself out of the pile that will be considered low effort. Now, the biggest problem with this right now is that there are no definitions that clearly exist. So low value content is whatever YouTube says it is right now, which means I think we're going to see some high value channels get dinged in the process. And that's unfortunate. A couple pioneers always take a few arrows in the back. And who is going to be unaffected by this? In fact, who might even stand to benefit from this? So it's going to be anybody doing talking head videos. Now, you can't do crappy talking head videos. They got to be good. You might still need to reinvent yourself if your channel's not doing too well, but that's going to be original commentary or analysis. So continuing to respond and react is going to do well. But again, I think we're getting to this place where you have to do more than just be shocked and scream. You really need to have some in-depth value, which is what I'm trying to do here. Unique storytelling or edits is still going to do very well. And AI tools used with strong human input. This I can't emphasize enough. AI is another instrument that we get to play. That's it. AI is an instrument that we get to play. And so we need to learn how to use AI as a tool, like a paintbrush, same way we learned Photoshop, the same way we learned, presentation and sales and all the things that we've learned on our journey. We now need to learn how to use AI to make us more of who we are, more human, and to get the algorithms to work in our favor. And that is going to take time from you in your brain just thinking about it. I can give you all the tips in the world. Focus on the Greek word. If you don't like that stuff, it won't matter, right? So how are you going to take AI into your channel, into your brand? I'd love to hear from you in the comments section. And if you want to get some tutorials, I've got some tutorials on AI. I do some commentary, but I also do tutorials. We have an AI video editing class. We are trying to teach y'all how to do this stuff. So you can check out some of that stuff. Check out some of the videos. My name's Owen. I'll see you in the next one.